Jen, you're holding the mic, so why don't we start with you?
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jen Hickle from Minneapolis, Minnesota, jenhickle.com, and also the author of Happy Kids Growing Biz.
Jen, tell me about your situation before joining the program.
Before joining the program, I had a good business. It was pretty solid. I just convinced my husband to quit his job.
Okay. All right. So you were making...
We were netting, so we were bringing home about $100,000 a year.
Okay, great.
And our business was bringing in about $500,000 a year.
Okay, awesome.
My husband was nervous. He's very analytical. And so even though we were, at this new point of making money, the cost of the program was a big jump for us. And on paper, it did not make sense to him.
Tell me about your situation.
Yeah.
What was not working about your business, or why would you even consider doing a program like Boldheart Business?
My business was achieving a goal that I wanted, but I knew I wanted to do more. And when you were talking about playing a bigger game and making a bigger impact, that was my heart saying, yeah, that's what I want to do. But I had no idea how to do it. I mean, I had gotten where I was.
Wow, pretty amazing.
Yeah. But I did not know how to go to the next level. And I had done other coaching programs, but it wasn't the female aspect.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah. I think other coaching programs did a lot of the how. It was the tangibles. And in some ways, my success went faster than my self-image. My success was faster than even maybe the why. And I was hiding.
You were hiding.
I was hiding.
Was there a little bit of a fraud factor in there? Imposter syndrome?
Not so much, but just don't look at me. I just don't want to be seen. And I was even getting media attention, and I just would bawl because I didn't feel good enough. That was really the core. I wasn't enough. I didn't feel good enough. And yet at the same time, I wanted to help more people. I wanted to do more. So I was very, very stuck in my reality and then what I knew my destiny was, and just how on earth am I going to do that?
Yeah. What was it that made you look at this program and say, maybe I belong here?
I bought the client attraction system. I went through it 7 times. And it just was not clicking. I was trying to do the work, and I was on your email list and seeing some of the videos. And one day I was like, that's enough. I'm calling, I'm doing this. And it was something I knew I had to do for myself. And I homeschool. I have 4 kids.
You have 4 kids. Give her a hand, everybody. If any of us think we're busy with our business and we just have too much on our plate, I think we need to look to Jen.
Oh.
Go ahead. And so you decided to say yes.
Yeah.
To take the leap of faith.
Yeah.
And how did you explain that to your husband? Because he wasn't necessarily, yes, Jen.
No.
Go!
I was pretty much like, I'm going to do this. And he was like, really? And I was like, I can do this. I know I can do this. I can work the program. I promise I will. But the dream and the possibilities doesn't compute to his brain, right? So he was just
wired differently.
He's just wired differently.
Yeah.
So he was just looking at the numbers. But at the end of the first year, I said, look at the numbers. This is because of Boldheart.
Give her a hand. What did you do with the numbers? What happened to the numbers?
So 2 years later, we are netting $300,000 a year, and we have $1 million company.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jen, what was it about the program that helped you get to $1 million business?
So much was self-worth. So much was believing I could do it and having the right community. Of people that you show up and they're like, of course you can do this. Like it's obvious to them. And I'm like, really? Yes. and just overcoming fear and resistance. And I love the travel. You know, I need to get away from my house and my kids, right? And think and plan and just have that space. So even though that was a sacrifice, it was like the best part.
Mm-hmm.
It was the best part. And you know what? Oh, I should share this.
Yeah.
I had never checked into a hotel by myself before the first meeting. I had never flown alone before the first meeting.
Wow.
And I had to conquer those things and do it.
And you did it.
Yeah, and I did it.
Give her a hand for that. Jen, what are the elements of the program that you like the best, that you find are the most useful for you? And have that magical feel for you?
I love the curriculum. I love the strategy. But the people are absolutely what I love the most. I can't live without them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find people like this in this dense amount anywhere else.
What are they like?
They're encouraging and warm, and the first moment that they meet you, they just love you. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that I really loved myself as much. And so I saw reflected in them, like what they thought about me. And to me, I just did what I did. And yeah, I just homeschool and it just wasn't a big deal. But people were like, wow. And I'm like, wow? Is it a wow? I don't know. Truly. And I had to like catch up. I had to like match who I am with how I saw vision. Myself. Yeah. And honestly, I mean, just to see a successful woman who's married with children, it's like there's no one else that I want to emulate and follow, because that's not the case everywhere you go. It feels rare to me. And I wanted to prove that I could still have a solid marriage and be a great mom and have this business.
Yeah, awesome. How did your husband feel about your investment now?
He is thrilled. He's so supportive because he's like, every day he's like, honey, we did this. You did this. Look at these numbers. And he's literally like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because he said, I would not have taken this risk. I would not have done this, but you took me along for the ride. He's like, I got to quit my job. We got this house. We have this life. We get to travel. And he's actually thanking me instead of, resisting me and thinking I'm crazy. Like I think my dreams, like I always knew it was possible. I didn't know how to do it. I knew it was possible. But he's looking at the numbers going, yeah, but this says this. Yeah. And now he's looking at the numbers going, this says this.
Are you just an outlier, or is this, in your opinion, possible for many people?
If I can do it, you can do it. Yeah.
Give her a hand, everybody. Well done, Jen. Well done.